Standard 12th, Subject Physics, 7th chapter, Wave Optics. From the chapter, let us see the conditions for obtaining well-defined and steady interference pattern. The conditions for obtaining well-defined and steady interference pattern. So the first condition is the two sources of light should be coherent. The two sources of light should be coherent. The two sources of light are said to be coherent if they emit light waves having a phase difference either zero or constant at all the times. The two sources of light are said to be coherent if they emit light waves having a phase difference either zero or constant at all the times. If the two sources of light are coherent, that is, they are always in the same phase. If the phases and the phase difference vary with time, the positions of maxima and minima will also change with time and the interference pattern will not be steady. So for this reason, the two sources of light must be derived from a single original source so that the two sources of light will be coherent. Second condition is the two sources of light must be monochromatic. The two sources of light must be monochromatic. The two sources of light are said to be monochromatic if they emit light waves of only one wavelength, that is single wavelength. The position and the width of fringes depend upon the wavelength of light, and the fringes of different colors are not coincident. The resultant pattern contains colored overlapping bands, and therefore the two sources of light must be monochromatic, that is, these two sources of light must be having single wavelength so that they will be obtained from single original source. Third condition is two interfering waves must have same amplitude. Those waves which are interfering with each other must be having same amplitude. The amplitude of these waves must be same. If the amplitudes are equal, then the intensity of the dark fringes is zero and the contrast between bright and dark fringes will be maximum. That means if the amplitudes are the same, at that time when there is overlapping between crust and crust, the amplitude will increase, it will produce maxima there, and if there is overlapping between crust and trough, then the same amplitudes will get cancelled with each other and the minima will be having zero intensity. Fourth condition is the separation between the two slits must be small. So the slit separation must be very, very small as compared with the distance between the slits and the screen. So the distance between the two slits must be very, very small as compared with the distance between the slits and the screen, and therefore with this setting the widths of the fringes will be sufficiently large to be measurable and the fringes are well separated and can be clearly seen. The fifth condition is the two slits should be narrow. The two slits should be narrow. If the slits used are broad, the distances from different points along the slit to a given point on the screen are different, and hence waves coming through the same slit will interfere among themselves and which will cause blurring of the interference pattern. So in order to reject that blurring of the interference pattern, in order to neglect that blurring of interference pattern due to the interfering waves from a single slit, the two slits should be narrow. Then next condition is the two waves should be in the same state of polarization. The two waves, interfering waves, should be in the same state of polarization. If the two waves are in the same state of polarization, then and then only there will be proper overlapping between the electric field vectors, and hence we will get well-defined and steady interference pattern. So these are the conditions for obtaining well-defined and steady interference pattern.